So I'm also going to tell you that that's not a stock 350 by any means.
What's that?
That's not a stock 350.
No?
There's definitely been some engine work done to this. It's a little more high performance than it would come in 1969.
Does that sound ever get old to you? You've been working on these things for a long time. That never gets old, does it?
That's called a high duration camshaft.
Yeah.
Is it that choppy idle?
Okay.
Nice sound, you know?
That's throaty.
And more horsepower, yeah. So,
All right. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. That's nice. That is cool, man. Holy cow. All right, thanks for checking out Cars, Shops, and Collections. I appreciate you guys watching the show. And as you saw in the description, today we're gonna see a 1969 Camaro Indy Pace Car Edition. The car is owned by Jenn. It's got a very special backstory. And today, we've got ourselves a very special guest. It's Keith Saunders from Swing Shift Auto. What's up, buddy?
how you doing, brother?
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
You're the expert on Camaros, in my mind.
I would say I'm an expert on Camaros. I'm an expert on cars in general, but I know probably more than most and less than some.
We've done an episode before, back in the very beginning,
Yeah.
one of the first shops we featured. And I figured today, since we're gonna go see Jenn, the Camaro's kind of new to her, so I want to bring you along to kind of drop your knowledge on this car.
We'll check it out.
And
absolutely.
You've got one of yours behind here too.
I do. 1968 RS SS 396. Yep. Stunning piece.
We can sit here and spend 25 minutes breaking down your car, my friend. This is gorgeous, man. We actually saw this on the episode you and I did. You had this under the car cover.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, this is beautiful, man.
Been in hibernation, but we took her out for today's shoot.
It's gorgeous. I love the fat tires on the back there too.
Oh yeah.
All right, so how should we do this, Gene? Should you and I ride together? Oh, one other special guest too. My dad is here. My dad's in town. So there's Pops will be floating around in the background today. So that's why we have a big crew to roll over and see Jenn. Why don't, Gene, you and I want to ride in my car, and then you take my dad over
That'll
your
work.
car, and we're right around the corner, and we'll go see Jenn in her 1969 Camaro Indy Pace Car Edition.
Yeah, imagine that.
So this is a real treat, the fact that we got Keith joining us. Keith is, he's been on Counting Cars a bunch of times. He's friends with Danny Koker, and Danny always has him on to break down Camaros on his show. So I thought since we're buddies with Keith and we're seeing a Camaro, it's a perfect tie-in. Okay, so Jenn should be right around the corner here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Oh, why don't we park here? Wow. How sharp is this, man?
That is real nice.
This is clean. Ooh. Wow. First glance, condition.
Beautiful.
Pretty
Stunning.
great condition, right? Holy smokes, I've just seen pictures of it.
Convertible, as you know, top goes down, the price goes up.
Right, this is a valuable Camaro right here. Wow. And by the way, how cool is this driveway right now?
Right.
This is a neat driveway. Let's find Jenn. Guessing she's gonna be inside. Jenn, hi! JC, how are you? Nice to meet you. This is Gene, my photographer. And back there is Keith Saunders. He is the Camaro expert joining us today. Thanks for having us.
Hi, my name is Jenn, and I'm here to show you my 1969 Camaro.
Jenn, thanks for having us. I appreciate it. This is going to be a treat breaking down your Camaro. Let's do the backstory. So your grandfather bought this new?
Yes, brand new in Rockville, Maryland.
Wow.
In 1969. So.
Drove it off the lot. So your grandfather had it, and then he passed it down to your father.
Yeah, so I got the whole story from my dad. But yeah, so my grandfather had it for a while, obviously, and then when my dad was in high school, he drove it. And then my dad left to go to the Air Force Academy, which was in Colorado. So then my uncle, my dad's the oldest, so then my uncle drove it in high school a little while. And then it stayed with my grandpa for quite a while until my dad graduated and went back to the East Coast. And then he had it because Air Force, we moved.
You're moving around, sure.
Right, so it was a while still with my grandfather. And then when we were back on the East Coast after a while, my dad took over it and then had it for a while. And it kind of got moved around a while when we were traveling and stuff. So it's, yeah. Then my dad had it and then finally I had it.
And now it's yours. But it's been in the family since 1969.
Exactly.
And this is a rare Camaro to have.
Yes.
About 3,000 of these, right? That's right, Keith? Like just about 3,000 of the IndyCar edition.
The IndyCar edition, yeah.
Yeah, and I asked about those stickers, and we don't have those stickers anymore.
Because most people see it when they see the Indy Pace Car edition. They see on the side the Indianapolis 500 Pace Car edition, but those didn't come on the car.
Correct.
When you bought the car, they were in the trunk, and it was up to the dealer to put those on. Were they ever on the vehicle, or just your grandfather bought it and never put them on?
As far as I know, they were never on.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure on that.
And this is an Indianapolis 500 Pace Car replica. So this is what they sold to the public.
Okay.
The actual Pace cars came with roll cages and camera mounts and different features and more performance packages, the Z28 packages. So this was just something that was offered to the public to replica the Indianapolis 500 car.
Because there's about like 130 of them made for the actual Indy 500, but only 2 of them were used on the actual race itself.
Absolutely.
And yes, it's true. It's a good point.
SCCA, yeah, racing.
If you think about the Indy Pace Car, I mean, they've got cameras there. I mean, you're going around the track. It's a whole different feature. But this is just, I mean, it has to be one of the most recognizable cars ever made.
One of. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the Camaro is legendary.
You see the Dover white, the Hugger orange, the cool stripes going down the...
Sounds like you know more about this thing than I do.
Who's the expert here?
Right? Come on now.
So tell me more about this car, Keith. What's some things that Jenn should know about this car? I mean, this is something pretty rare she's sitting on. 1 out of 3,600 Camaros.
Absolutely. It's definitely a stunning piece. Beautiful, kept very nicely through the years, yeah.
And there's ways to tell, too, because some people try to maybe replicate the Pace Car edition. We can look at the tags on the inside to see if it's a true Pace Car replica.
Absolutely. If the tag states that it's either, this one would be a Z11, that would say it's a convertible Indianapolis Pace Car replica, yeah.
Why don't we see, can we pop the trunk here?
The trunk?
Pop the trunk, yeah.
The front.
Pop the trunk.
Just say hood and I'll edit it in.
Can we pop the hood?
There you go.
This is clean, is it not?
Correct. Yeah. So, try a little
I'm
bit.
not gonna let it close on my head, right?
I'll hold it.
I'll
hold it just to be safe.
Let's grab this here.
Keith, how long have you been working on Camaros?
Since I was a kid, since I was probably 15.
So you look inside this is clean inside here.
Oh, it's immaculate. It's great. It's a nice shape.
Look, this thing
it's
is
not unmolested,
original.
which is great. Yeah, this is a Z11 car. So this is absolutely the real deal Indianapolis 500 Pace Car replica.
So that's what you're looking for
Oh,
inside
absolutely.
Z11. So this is a real deal
is the
replica
real deal.
car.
Yep, very clean, little small block Chevy 350. But it's unmolested. That, a lot of these cars got into the hands of kids who modified them and just had their way with them and increased the performance and changed the engines and rewired them. And this thing looks absolutely pristine original. So it's great.
A couple things I think they changed, but...
It changed the intake manifold,
Yeah.
not uncommon.
I mean, how is this for you now, Jenn, to have this, you grew up with this car in your family. How's this now to have it in your possession? This is part of your family now.
Right. I really honestly never thought it would be mine. Because I thought it would go to my brother.
Well, shut up.
So I was stoked when my dad asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, yes, sir, I will take that. And then...
No hesitation, right?
No hesitation. No, I was like, yep, I'll take it. Yeah.
So it's an RS SS package, do I have this right?
It's an SS package. I'm not sure how the RS applies, actually. I'm not actually sure.
Okay.
If it's RS SS or if it's just SS. I'm thinking that it would be an RS SS.
So we can tell looking at the back of it, obviously it's the SS package, but with the reverse lights below the bumper and the bumperettes here, that means it's the RS package.
So it would be RS SS.
RS SS 1969 Camaro Pace Car Edition.
What's the RSS part? What's the R?
Rally Sport, Super Sport.
Okay.
So is the SS more about the performance and the motor, and then the RS is more about the actual exterior features of the car?
I would say so, yeah.
Right. Is this the original paint then on the car?
No.
It's been repainted?
I think it has been repainted.
It's had some paint work for sure.
You can tell, Keith, by looking at it?
There's a slight color difference between the door and the quarter here. It's a little whiter on the door.
Somebody told me something about the back too, where something wasn't supposed to be orange, and it is, I'm not 100%.
Where the spoiler had just been Dover white?
I think it might have been this, something about this part, maybe. Like maybe that wasn't supposed to have the orange. I'm
not to bring the stripes all the way down. The stripes would stop and it would just be, you would just see white all the way across here?
maybe.
That I'm not sure about.
Somebody, when I went to the car show, said something about that, but I didn't know either, so. But it has been painted.
Well, it looks great. I mean,
Yeah, it looks
a while
fantastic.
ago, like,
Yeah.
I
It
want
was
to
a
say
nice
at least
paint
20
job.
years
Whoever
ago.
did the paintwork did a really nice job.
Can we see, can I open up
Yeah,
inside?
I mean, it's been sitting in a barn or a garage for many years. Like it,
I've got a crisp $50 bill in my pocket. I'll take this right off your hands.
yeah, no. You got like 100 more of them, or thousands more of those.
But it is so neat because the Camaro came out in 1967, and they used that in the Indy 500 Pace Car in 1967. They bring it back again in 1969, and it's a big thing to have your car featured as the Pace Car. But you go back to the late 60s and the 70s, that was the automotive event of the year. In 1969, there were 250,000 people at the Indy 500, so you're in front of so many eyes. It was such a big thing to have your car part of the Pace Car.
Now here's a head scratcher also, is that typically the RSSS would come with the console gauge set, which she doesn't have, which I'm not sure.
Is it because it's a manual?
That's what I was thinking.
Because I've seen the automatic,
here,
and it looks different.
yeah, has the console gauge set.
Okay. Oh, you're talking right there above?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna
I
see the
saw.
sheet? Oh, go ahead.
I saw another one that looked like this with my color, and his car was a
Automatic,
an
and it had the-
automatic, and it looked
yeah.
different on the
Which is
dash.
crazy.
So you're talking about right above the shifter, the gauge.
Yeah, in front of the shifter, the console gauge package, which is typical for an RSSS.
Ooh, that's an operation right there. Sliding that camera in there. I saw that, Gene. So you're pointing out over here, Keith. We don't have it.
Don't have it. But I'm assuming it's because of the manual shift.
Got it. And that's something I think worth looking up too, is how many of them are manual.
Yeah, this thing's just beautiful.
Yeah, the interior, this is spectacular.
The interior has obviously been reupholstered,
Yes,
right?
the interior
and
was
they did a
reupholstered.
beautiful job on that also.
But most of the other stuff, like the dash and stuff, not touched.
Nothing touched.
I'm pretty sure I have a new steering wheel. But I saw another thing. It's the original, like it looks like the original,
Yeah.
but it's been replaced.
Keith, how can you tell looking naked eye that this has been redone?
Oh, they're immaculate. I mean, they would have to have been wrapped in plastic bags to stay that nice since '69. You know, they just even if they were wrapped in plastic bags in a climate-controlled environment, you would think there'd be a little more wear.
From 1969.
Yeah.
Also, too, a lot of people that have the classic cars, they take the radio out
Yeah.
and put in one that looks like an older radio. But I love the fact that you still have the original radio inside here. This thing, everything in here is all still original.
It works,
It does it?
but I'm pretty sure the speaker is out. So when I tried to use it, I couldn't hear okay, first of all, you can't hear anything in this car when it's on. Okay, and then, so I was playing with it and I couldn't hear anything, and then I parked it, and then I came out in the garage later and I was like, what is that like noise that I hear? Like I heard something, and it was like a 0.5 sound. Like it was so small, but it was coming from there, but it was working, except I think I need a new speaker. Like the speaker must have been blown, but it had the radio on. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it still worked.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of them still do.
It's just one speaker right here.
It's just one speaker, yeah.
I've seen even way older cars where the stereo still worked. It's amazing. You know, back when they had the glass tubes. You know, but this one still has the original stereo also, but it had some kind of a premium package that I was told came from the factory that has knobs on the console door.
Yeah. Jen, this is so neat. I mean, family history right here. Can we go for a ride?
Of course.
So I'm also going to tell you that that's not a stock 350 by any means.
What's that?
That's not a stock 350.
No?
There's definitely been some engine work done to this. It's a little more high performance than it would come in 1969.
Does that sound ever get old to you? You've been working on these things for a long time. That never gets old, does it?
That's called a high duration camshaft.
Yeah.
That gives it that choppy idle and
Okay.
that nice sound, you know?
That throaty
And more
sound to it?
horsepower, yeah. So,
right.
yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Nothing like taking a convertible out in December in Las Vegas.
It was really nice the other day.
I know. But I have noticed when we go back and watch these videos and I say it's so hot, you can't tell it's hot outside. The people watching, you can't tell it's cold out right now, but it's cold.
But it's nice and sunny.
How often do you drive it?
Once a week.
Do you take it out once a week? That's
I
great.
need to because that's kind of, it kind of fell apart for a little while because nobody was maintaining it and taking care of it and stuff. So when I got it, I was pretty much like, well, I'm going to drive it once a week. I usually go pick up my kid in it,
cool, Mom.
like in car
Right,
line.
yeah,
right?
exactly. And it's your son, right?
Yeah, my son.
Does he love
yeah.
this?
Yeah, he thinks he's going to get it when he's 16.
Well,
And I said, okay, maybe, but like when you're 40, because I had to wait till I was 40 to get it.
That's the house rule.
Yeah.
But I do. I love the fact that your grandfather went to the Chevy lot in 1969, bought this car brand new, and it's still in the family here in 2023. This is so neat.
I mean, it had some work, like about, in the last like 4 years, it went to a cousin who did a lot of the restore because it needed new shocks and some lines and different stuff underneath and obviously a little work in the engine and stuff. So he did a restore on it and then I got it from him. So it's working great.
It's a smooth ride.
Yeah.
It's a very smooth ride.
I mean,
You can feel
considering
it
that it's like however many years old.
Exactly, yeah. But you can feel the power. You can feel it.
Yeah, I haven't quite like 100% unleashed it because I'm so nervous.
Yeah. Now your plan for is to start going to car shows, and because this is the head turner in car shows. You bring this to a car show, it's one of these cars where people see it, they're gonna beeline over to get pictures with it and learn more about it.
Yeah. So we went Ashtray, or was.
Sure.
Yeah, I took it to the one on Eastern right after I got it, and a lot of people talked to me about it and told me about, some stuff that I didn't know, and I hope to take it to more with Mark because he goes to a lot of shows and he can tell me about some. So yeah, that's the plan.
And Mark, we did an episode with Mark with his collection of Pontiac. It's Can-Am as a trip, and he's got.
Yeah, but he has so many.
He does. He's got that beautiful Corvette, and I think he sold his Trans Am.
I think he did sell his Trans Am. That's correct. But yeah, that's the plan. I mean, people ask me all the time when I'm just at a stoplight because I almost always have the top down.
Yeah.
So then you just can talk to me, right?
Yep.
So nice car, and you want to sell it, and I'm like, it's sentimental value at this point. It's not going anywhere unless something crazy happens,
But like you guys were saying, the interior too is just remarkable the way the interior looks.
And it's so weird. It's only four speed.
Yeah,
So when I'm going more than like 55, I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to
maxed out on
go
it.
more.
Yeah, there are 3,600 of these made of the replicas, but 1,000 of them went to Canada. So now you're talking 2,000 of them here in the States. How many of them survived since 1969?
No, I tried to look that up. I don't think there's, you can find some, but I don't know how many of them are very original or like they're the replicas, but how much has changed
or some work to it, over the years.
And this one's not 100% obviously, but way more than others that I've seen.
Yeah.
Sometimes they take and redo the whole thing and make it like modern. I'm like, that takes away from
the resto mod,
everything. Yeah.
Have you thought about, because you can buy the stickers and everything, have you thought about putting the Indy 500 stickers on the side?
Yeah, I don't really. No.
Too flashy?
I don't know. I like how it looks without it, I guess.
Because I think that's something really cool, because your grandfather had the option to put them on if he wanted to. And he said, no, I want it.
Yeah.
I wanted the Dover white and the Hugger orange, and that's it.
Ooh, I drove pretty well.
You drove great. Are you kidding me?
Sometimes it's hit or miss.
It was a great ride.
She is it's a she, by the way.
Of course. We have a name for it?
Patience.
Patience.
Because the first time I drove her, we broke down.
Oh, did you?
Yes. So yeah. Then I had to go to the shop and do a bunch of stuff. And
that is great. Jen, thank you so much. Before we go though, over here, do you want to get Keith's thoughts on some of the original parts?
There's really not much to tell there, really. It's just the stock, intake that was removed from the car, which is always cool to, if you're selling the car, which you probably never will, to keep with the car. These are the original cylinder heads, but to determine really what they are, we do need to measure them up and mic them up and see if they have small chambers or large valves. They look like a standard set of heads. Obviously someone put a nicer set of heads on it, camshaft in it. They did some modifications to the engine to make it a little more horsepower, which it sounds great.
That's 100% true. I know that they changed those for that reason. Yeah.
More power.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Like those have been out for quite some time.
The fact that they kept the original stuff with the car is pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? That's a neat thing.
Yeah.
Well, Jenn, thank you so much for,
Yeah,
for
thank
having us. I
you.
appreciate it. Keith, thank you for your expertise today. I
Very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Anytime.
And thank you all for watching.
If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carsshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carsshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.